I just left an event in Memphis, Tennessee. My wife and young daughter had just met on 2 different itineraries. I was coming from Phoenix, they were coming from South Florida. We met in Memphis, then we flew back to West Palm Beach through Atlanta. So we're leaving Atlanta Airport. Because we did book these tickets at different times, we're in 2 different parts of the airplane, right? I'm in 19A, and they're in 26E and F. And we're probably the better part of an hour into the flight. All of a sudden I get that weird smell, kind of like when you turn the heat on the first time in your house, that kind of weird electrical smell, you know what I'm talking about? And I look up, and white smoke is pouring down the aisle. It is like somebody is in first class with a fire extinguisher. Just pouring, coming at you. That is that oh shit moment. I don't know what's going on, but this ain't good. And at that exact moment, the buzzers start going off. Bom, 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 bom. Not something you want to hear on an airplane. Certainly not 30,000 feet in the air. Then, just to make it nice and interesting, the flight attendant gets on there and freaks out. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we're on fire, crew, turn your stations, crew, oh my God. Now shit's serious. Now shit's real serious. 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds later, I don't know, it could have been 4 minutes for all I know. Time was completely, we go into a nosedive. I know this now. I did not know that then. I've looked on the back of the seats, the little card, they tell you everything's gonna happen, and this is not on those cards. That if they think they're on fire, we will put the plane into a nosedive. That is what they do. And so now went from 30,000 to 13,000 in a little less than 2 minutes. And guys, that's the moment. We're going to die. This is it. It's going to happen. Unfortunately, everybody's screaming, the masks are dropping, people are crying, the whole place is complete pandemonium. But the only scream I get to hear is my little 5-year-old that I can just see the top of her head, and I can see my wife's eyes, and I gotta be cool with this because just doing that freaks me out. And she's screaming for that, and I can't get to her. I'm done. There's no way for me to get to my daughter as we're about to die. Gut-wrenching. Worst moment of my life. I picked up my phone once we leveled off, and once the captain came on and told us that this was for real, we were diverting. They have no idea why the plane's on fire. They're trying to figure it out. They have called for an emergency landing in Tampa, and basically that we need to listen to our crew when they tell us to brace for impact, brace for impact, brace for impact. Probably the worst thing you'll ever hear, because you know, this is for real, this is it, we're going to die. I look at my wife, we say, I love you to each other, and it's over. I bring my phone out, I record a video that I carry around with me to this day, that I recorded to my son, to let him know that I was thinking of him in my last moments in the circumstances somebody might find it. Now clearly I'm here. So we did make an emergency landing. Firemen came on the plane, checked everything out and said, we think you're okay, let's just get the plane up to the jetway. Everybody gets off the plane, we're all crying, we're all high-fiving, the captain's standing up there when we're high-fiving on the way out. The swing of emotions, I can't even describe to you. It goes from, I'm going to die with my family to thank God I'm alive in about 5 minutes. And of course we get into the gate and we've got the stereotypical dumb shit gate agent in there who has no concept. Hey ladies and gentlemen, I heard we had a little problem. Listen, maintenance is gonna take a look at this plane, and then once they check it out, we're gonna get you right back on it and get you to West Palm Beach. Bullshit, ain't no way that shit's happening. I've never rented a car so fast in my life. I've never rented a minivan in my life except that moment. I would have rented a cargo truck, I didn't give a shit. Got some random lady that, once I had this rented, I guess she happened to be sitting next to my wife who jumped in the minivan with us, and we drove to West Palm Beach, and she just talked our ears out. I mean, she could be sitting in this room for right now for all I know, right? I have no idea who she was, but I was so happy to hear her voice. Just keep talking. What that provided for me was the clarity that I'm sharing with you. That the time is now. This is it. This is your moment. It's not next week. You catch yourself in these things like, oh, I'll get to that next month. I got to do this, then I got to do that. No. What happens if you had to accomplish everything you've ever wanted to accomplish in the next 90 days? What would you do next? Because whatever that is, get to fucking work.